Hello, my name is Ilya.
And I'm Tyler. Together we're
Kovray.
Welcome to another episode of Check It Out, a series where we showcase various board games to you.
Today, we want you to check out Ohanami.
Check it out, check it out, check it out.
This game is published by Pandasaurus, designed by Stefan Bendorf, with illustrations by Christian Opper. It's a 2 to 4 player game that takes about 20 minutes to play.
In Ohanami, you will have 3 rounds to score as many points as you can, using various elements of your garden. You will draft cards building up 3 different gardens. They will be filled with water, plant, and stone features, and also cherry blossoms. You'll have to plan ahead though, and take measured risks as cards can only be placed in ascending or descending from the ones you played. Will your garden flourish?
Now, let's give you a quick overview of how to play. At the start of the game, you'll be dealt 10 cards. Each player will then select 2 of those cards and pass the rest to the player next to them. You rotate direction of how you pass between rounds.
Once everyone has selected their cards, the last player to pass their cards places their cards first, and then play continues clockwise. You will then choose how to use your cards, playing both, one, or neither. Cards that are not used will be placed in a discard pile, but you'll want to aim to try to use both of your cards in order to optimize your scoring.
When playing cards, you will have the option of 3 columns or gardens in your play area. The only catch is that your card has to be higher than the highest in the column or lower than the lowest. You can choose when you want to create your second or third columns, but you can never exceed 3. If cards cannot be played, they're discarded.
Now the process repeats. You'll select 2 cards, pass them on, and play more cards until all 10 cards have been played or discarded. That marks the end of the first round.
The scoring is what makes this game interesting. The scoring looks different each round. After the first round, cards with the water feature or blue cards are scored 3 points each. Second round, water and plant features are scored, 3 points and 4 points respectively.
The last round, everything is scored. Water features for 3 points, plant features for 4, stone features for 7, and cherry blossoms are scored depending on how many are present in your garden. You'll want to have quite a few as there is a lot of potential for high scoring.
At the end of the third round, everyone adds up their points in this handy little score sheet, and the best garden wins. In case of a tie, the player with the most cherry blossom takes a tiebreaker, and if there's still a tie, the players share the victory. So what do you think?
It's a very interesting game. I really like the scoring piece to it because I feel like you have to either commit early to the water or really just like aim for the cherry blossoms, but you also have to try and find that nice in between.
It's certainly a bit deceiving because you'll see rocks are worth 7 points, so you'll want to go for them, but you don't really realize that if you play water the first round, that's 9 points for the whole game.
Yeah, exactly. And same thing with plants. You get 8 points if you score them twice, where you still only get 7 points with the stone. So it's a give and take.
Yeah. It's difficult to see kind of what other players are doing too, because if everyone's kind of capitalizing on cherry blossoms, you likely don't want to go that route because you're probably not going to get too many. The other thing I really like about this game is each of the 120 cards have unique illustrations, so it's a really pleasant game to look at.
Yeah, super neat. I did not know this at first. I actually just found out while we're filming this. so
a lot of more complex games have card drafting, and this is a really cool game to really introduce you to how to draft your cards and pass them on.
The first time I ever learned about card drafting was actually playing Magic the Gathering, and that's a lot more complicated than Ohanami. But with that said, the drafting concept is still the same, where you take a card and then pass the pack. And to see it put into such a small game or filler game like this is very cool.
The other element I really like about this game is how tense it can get. You'll have some cards in your hand that are really high, and you're not really sure if you want to play that card or discard it because you might get something higher, but you might not.
Yeah, and to that point there's a build up too. So the first round seems like you're doing pretty well, where you've got like these nice gardens set up and you're ready to go, but then round 2 or round 3 will hit you with these cards that do not work whatsoever in your garden, and all of a sudden you're like stressing because you don't have the right cards, or you have to create this giant gap so you're unable to play like the rest of the cards that you would normally wanted to.
It's fun too because you can watch the other players and give them the cards that they certainly don't want and watch them struggle to figure out what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm very guilty of that.
So why should you check it out?
Well, it's a super simple game to learn. It's probably takes a couple minutes to get really grasp the concept of what's going on, and then from there it's just simply doing. It doesn't take a long time to play, and it's very versatile in terms of being able to play it with a wide variety of age.
And it's so quick to get to the table. You basically open the box and you're playing the game right off the bat. So basically no setup time whatsoever. So if you really like card drafting or beautiful gardens, this game might be for you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Check It Out. If you did, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us that thumbs up. And be sure to let us know your favorite gardening accessory.
Mine's the little 3-pronged rake. I really like that one.
I like pots. Just so convenient.
You can also check out our assortment of social media and website down below as well to keep up of everything kovray. We post board game photos,
reviews,
and
things
more
like that.
Daily content.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, have a wonderful day.
And this is us
Checking out. Bye.
Ohanami, Ohanami, Ohanami.